Lightspeed bundles are oftentimes some of the best purchases that we can make in Galaxy of Heroes because they're so chock full of value. You can get instant legendary units essentially for a nominal price, which sometimes can cost around about the same as a AAA game, maybe one that's on sale, and sometimes a very cheap game. But the problem arises when you go to purchase one of these Lightspeed bundles and you're not getting what you paid for. This is really weird. It's a little bit concerning. I've had some people reach out to me and I've seen some messages on the forums. CG is not done with a couple of their errors for this year. And what they're doing about it, it really isn't good enough. Now, I don't frequent the forums on a very regular basis, and there's very good reason for that. I feel since CG migrated away from their own Galaxy of Heroes forum onto the EA forums, I think it was probably a year or two ago now, it's just a bit of a mess. It's like completely unintuitive, it doesn't make sense, it doesn't have a dark mode, which I do think in the modern day and age must be some sort of crime that they're committing somewhere. But anyway, I digress. I had people come into my DMs recently talking about purchasing Lightspeed bundles and they not actually getting the units associated with it. This is a big deal. When people are dropping like $40, $50 to get themselves relic units, you would expect to get those relic units. But check it out over here. Terran Malicos Lightspeed bundle, great unit, one of my favorite conquest units. I purchased the Terran Malicos Lightspeed bundle in the web store on the 24th of December. The purchase said it was completed. When I went back into the game, a message said there was an issue processing the purchase and I was given crystals instead. I don't want crystals. I would like to be given the contents of the bundle or a refund. Absolutely no replies. I'm not expecting there to be replies to this at this time of year. That was Christmas Eve. I think CG is just on holiday right now. Furthermore, the broader problem with stuff like this is CG doesn't do refunds or investigations into people not getting their packs. I'm pretty sure it's all handled by the EA technical support, which is obviously not actually part of Capital Games, and that does lead to a few issues. I actually have some snippets of chat for us to go through today. So this one individual over here was saying he bought it through the EA web store, but there's no history of purchases on the web store. If you check the forums, you're going to see a lot of people with the same problems. There's loads of these things on the forums right now. They gave him a link that is useless, and the EA support guy said that, oh, you purchased your pack and you got yourself 6,000 crystals and 4,000 coaxium. Now that coaxium, that's just what you get whenever you do EA purchases on this web store. If you go to the web store, they have this thing called the coaxium heist. Let's go take a look at that real quick. So this is the EA store. I often come in here once a day, claim the free web store, that sort of thing, go into the castle run, get all of this good business because, it's free energy. That's like 50 crystals right there. And you can collect these pretty much, like once a day. And over time, you get this thing called coaxium, which is this little bit here, right? This coaxium builds up and gives you additional free rewards. So in the coaxium heist over here, as you get things, you can get stuff like credits, you can get yourself energy, you can get yourself credits and crystals and zetas and omicrons. It's really good to go and log into the web store at least once a day sort of thing to get that done. But when you purchase items through the web store, they always give you coaxium. You can see it over here. Buy this area level stuff, you get 500 coaxium. So if he was to buy, I'm pretty sure my web store over here is not really going to show Lightspeed bundles, but you can see over here, this one for Jedi Master Luke Skywalker gives you 3,000. So the EA staff were so confused. They were thinking, oh yeah, but you got yourself 5,000 coaxium and you get yourself 6,000 crystals. But if he's bought like a $49.99 Lightspeed bundle, that's not what you're paying for. You get that anyway, right? And he didn't get the units. So to better articulate this, I've jumped onto my alt account, the Scribbles account, because this one should have more of those Lightspeed bundles available so that we can get an idea. Yeah, this Terran Malicos thing over here, $40 or probably there or thereabouts in USD, you get 4,000 coaxium. You don't get crystals, but in this, you should be getting a Relic 6 Terran Malicos. Relic 6 with abilities level 7. It's a shame they don't give you the Zetas and stuff like that. You've got the Trench one over here. Funnily enough, the Trench one gets all of his abilities. That's actually quite nice. It's the same price, but you get 3 Ommis with that. That's 3 Ommis and 2 Xatas, 2 or 3 Xatas, I can't remember. For some reason they don't want to give it to you with the Terra Malakos one. $40 is not quite enough. But if somebody is dropping $40 to get these packs, they expect to get the actual units. Look at that. I mean, 4 Relic 7s. Could you imagine dropping $40 expecting to get yourself 4 Relic 7 units, and instead you get yourself basically 6,000 crystals? If we were to look at crystal purchases, crystal packs, where are they? So, you know, what is 6,000 crystals actually worth in monetary value? Let's have a look. I mean, yeah, okay, so over here it's saying for $50 you get about 7,700. You would get about, like, the crystal value is about there in terms of direct translation for money, but that's only based on CG's pricing of crystals. That, like, 6,000 crystals is not worth a Relic 6 Malakos. Relic 6 Malakos is worth way more than 6,000 crystals. That's like, it's almost like a joke for them to suggest that, you know, you should be happy with having 6,000 crystals because for some reason the EA web store messed up and didn't give you your order. And then you can't actually buy the pack anymore. It's just gone. And even if you did, there's no guarantee that you would actually get what you want. Anyway, they went on to reply and saying, after checking your account, I can see that the pack was a giftable pack, and since the recipient's ally code was missing, the system granted you crystals and coaxium as a fallback. If you have any doubt, kindly revert to this same thread. The EA support doesn't obviously play this game. They probably cover support for many, many games, I guess. Not just Galaxy of Heroes. They probably cover, you know, FC and Madden sports ball games. Sports ball games, we'll call them, and God knows what else. But clearly, they don't understand the actual web store for Galaxy of Heroes. And I get it that it's Christmas time and there's nobody from CG that's going to help, but why should people get punished for trying to give CG money? It's such a weird take. And like I said, there's loads of these on the forums right now. So look, you got the Din Djarin Lightspeed Bundle, purchased it, did not update the other tunes. $20, pretty much wasted, no replies. This was also only 5 days ago. This guy apparently bought the Malakos Lightspeed Bundle and then the Trench Lightspeed Bundle just disappeared. I don't know why. Like, CG shouldn't be trying to make it hard for people to spend their money. I don't really think that this is, like, good enough, really speaking. If people are trying to spend money, spend their time trying to give money to the game to improve their rosters and actually help keep the game afloat, you'd think that this would be a priority for CG to kind of fix it. So I have to hope that when CG comes back off holiday, that they're able to jump on this and get it resolved kind of immediately. I don't think, unfortunately, that we're going to have a whole lot of luck chasing down EA support. I definitely think that if you have been impacted, you should definitely register it as soon as possible. Any receipts that you have, any proof that, you know, sort of before and after of the purchases to show that, hey, look, before I didn't have any of the Bo-Katan Mandalore units, I still don't have any Bo-Katan Mandalore units. Here's my ally code associated with this purchase. Here is the actual receipt for me buying this unit, this pack. Not in my account, right? So that when CG comes back, you can reach out to people and say, listen, I tried to buy this pack. I didn't get what I wanted. You do really need to kind of offer a make good and sort out my account for me because I mean, I don't know what to say. If CG wants to keep on making money, they have to actually give people what they paid for. Now, I can't really help, guys. I appreciate that people have come directly to me about this a couple of times now around failed payments or not getting what you actually paid for. I don't have any sway with that department. I can speak to Meathead about it. He doesn't have sway with that particular department. At least that's what I've heard in the past when previous things like this happened about a year ago. When I spoke to him then, he says you have to go through the EA support, unfortunately, because it looks like the EA support guys have absolutely no idea what these packs are within the game, how the web store works, or, you know, they call it a giftable packet. It's not a giftable pack at all. It's just a purchase from the web store. Maybe there's something in the code that tags it as a giftable pack, but they obviously don't even know what that is. And saying you have to enter an ally code, it's just like, come on, guys. That's not how any of it works. You know what I'm saying? So I don't mind people reaching out to me about these sorts of problems. I will try and shine a light on it in any way that I can to maybe light a fire under their asses, but there's absolutely zero guarantees that I can get anything sorted for you here. I'm just trying to shine a light on it. Be maybe cautious, I guess, about purchasing Lightspeed bundles at the moment, because there are definitely fringe cases where people are just not getting what they purchased. Not really good enough. Not really good enough. At the very least, maybe if CG does fix it, you might be able to keep those 6,000 crystals, and that's nothing to shake a stick at, I suppose, at the end. But anyway, if you see any other errors like this too, please let me know. Slide into my DMs. My DMs are always open. Just be saucy with it, and I'll see you all in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.